Hello and welcome to Kincoid Campus for tonight's fixture in the Welsh Premier Women's League between Cardiff Met and Port Talbot, live on Cardiff Met Sport TV. We were here 2 weeks ago for the thrilling match between Cardiff Met and Swansea where they drew 0-0, and here's what head coach Kerry Harris had to say after the game.
Naturally, we're a bit disheartened. That said, we're really pleased and really proud of the girls and the performance that they've just put out. I think we were excellent on the press. Our pressing game was where we want it to be at and what we've worked on. But yeah, we're naturally a little bit disappointed that we haven't come away with more than a draw. You know, we've got enough strength and depth throughout the squad, and you've seen that today in terms of the girls coming off and what we're able to put on. So I think that we've got confidence in the squad going forward, and we know that they'll give it their all until the very last game.
So I think we put in a great shift, and of course as a goalkeeper I'm going to look at how we played defensively, and I think we handled a lot that they threw at us. We played our game to the best of our ability, and I think we put in a real shift today. Yeah, I feel great. I love to be involved, and we have a good goalkeeping unit, and whoever's in the back between the sticks puts in a good performance, and I think that's just great to be a part of.
I think, yeah, it's definitely, and this is a kind of a showcase event, obviously, and it's an opportunity for us to show what these girls are about and the standards that we have in this league, and you know, the quality of player that we've got that often gets overlooked, you know, certainly at national level. And I think tonight you could see what you know, what the level is like and the ability of these girls.
I think both of them coming off a tie and a tie, that they have it there, it's them to lose it. So I think we're in a good position. We can just go out, play our game, and collect the points we can and see it from there.
Goalkeeper Annabelle Sweeney with a crucial penalty save there in that game. She's one of the 4 Americans in the Cardiff Met squad, and as you can see, I'm joined by award-winning journalist Jordan Jones and commentator. So Jordan, what can we expect to see ahead of tonight's game?
Well, tonight's game is so important for Cardiff Met. Of course, the title race is still on in the Welsh Premier Women's League, and it's a win or bust really tonight for Cardiff Met. They've got to keep up the pressure on Swansea City. Swansea City will probably be watching this, hoping that Cardiff Met drop points tonight. And for Cardiff Met, they know the task in hand. It's a case of they've got to win, and they've got to win by 3 goals if they want to go top at the end of this evening.
Yeah, it is tight at the top of the table, isn't it, Jordan? Yeah,
really tight at the top of the table. So if we look at the league table now, Swansea City ladies at the moment have played 13 games, and they've got a 3-point gap over Cardiff Met at the moment. So 42 goals scored and 1 conceded, and goal difference could be so important in the league as well. Only 1 goal conceded for the Swans, whereas Cardiff Met have more goals than Swansea City, but they've conceded more. So with a case this evening, they've got to win by 3 goals if they want to go top. So it's easy as that, but it's not easy to go and beat a team 3-0.
Yes, and one of the stars that we've seen in recent weeks is Eliana Chavez. She's travelled all the way from Texas in the USA to study here at Cardiff Met and play football, and we caught up with her.
So I knew I wanted to study international business, and I never got the chance to really study abroad, and that was something that was really important to me. And during my undergrad in Texas, that was definitely something I wanted to do that I never got the chance to do. And to be able to play at Cardiff Met, it's such a great team that has such a great history of playing and winning games. I was just really excited for that opportunity. I was really upset with the fact that back in Texas it was my last year and I didn't really get to play due to COVID. So it was really just one of the, you know, when one door closes, another opens, and it was amazing that I could go and play abroad while also getting my master's. It was just the best of both worlds, and so I'm very excited about that. And it was just like the opportunity kind of presented itself, and I couldn't be much more grateful than that. I was just excited for just a new opportunity, and whether that be during the pandemic, then I guess that's what that was. The level is great. It's so intense. Every time we step on the field, you can just feel the energy. People want to be there. We want to win, and you can see that whether it's whether we're practicing or at games. It's intense, much more intense than I'd say back in Texas, where I'm from. I think you can just tell that each girl on the team wants to win it, and that, I guess that energy is just, it gives off, you can tell, and even me just being here for a couple weeks, I already feel that kind of energy. Carrie was on my doorstep within the first couple days that I was here, giving me workouts, weights, things like that, and so it felt very welcoming, especially just the first couple days of me being here. I really had no expectation, didn't know anyone, so it was really nice that first couple days, even with COVID, she had to be a couple feet away, but she was able to be there, introduce herself, made me feel much more welcome. And the girls, I didn't really know them before stepping on the pitch a couple weeks ago, but they've all been so welcoming, and yeah, me and Annabelle feel right at home almost. I feel just grateful enough to be able to practice with girls that are play at such a high level. So it's really just rewarding as well, I think, coming from Texas and having all these achievements and then kind of being put back in my place, because this team is really a team full of so much talent. So it's kind of just starting over, and I guess like reinstating myself here in Wales and at Cardiff Met, and just showing what I can do as well to contribute to such a talented team.
Kerry Harris has really done a good job of recruiting students from across the globe, hasn't she? What do you think attracts them to Cardiff Met, to come here from the USA?
Well, it's a successful programme, I think, as well. Imagine the opportunity of studying alongside playing top-flight football in a country, and as well as sometimes when you win the league, you get to play in the Champions League. So imagine that on your curriculum. You get to play in the Champions League as well as do a degree at the university.
And what players do you say, Jordan, that we should look out for?
So for Cardiff Met this evening, for me, the best player in this league is Chloe O'Connor. She dictates what Met does. She's so good in attack. For Met, she creates chances, she scores chances, and I think she's the top goal scorer of the season for Met. So it just shows the importance that she has to the team.
Yes, so Archers has actually been unbeaten at home since September 2019, haven't they? What is it about this place?
I think it's the case if you look at the league. Swansea City and Cardiff Met don't lose many games, and if one team's going to lose any game at all, it's always their title opponent, Swansea City. So Swansea City will beat Cardiff Met, and then Cardiff Met will beat Swansea, and that'll be the only loss to their name. So
can you talk us through the lineups tonight, Jordan, starting with Cardiff Met?
So I've received the team, and it looks like with the lineup that you sometimes see many changes. Some players are exempt. So Annabelle Sweeney in goal, she's been fantastic in keeping goals out. She's yet to concede a penalty yet. Amber Roberts as well. You've got Stephanie Turner and Hannah Mills. Sophie Hancock is another player that deserves a mention. Her experience in this league is going to offer Met so much, and sometimes when Met need a player to look to, it's always going to be Sophie Hancock's to try and get Met out of a problem as well. Of course, Robin Pender, she came back in January. She actually played right back against Swansea City as well, so it shows her versatility. And you've got Shannon Evans as well. She knows the Welsh Premier Women's League. Absolute legend with Cardiff City, would always win the Golden Boot there as well, always won the Player of the Year award. And of course you've got Amy Long as well. I believe she's played every game in the league this season for Cardiff Met, so it just shows how Kerry Harris has named a reliable team. So we'll just move on as well to Port Talbot as well. So Only one substitute this evening for Port Talbot as well, maybe because it's a midweek fixture, and sometimes in the nature of the Welsh Premier Women's League as well is that players are working and they do have other commitments. So that's Jody Passmore that's on the bench as well. She's making a return to Kincoid campus, having started the season at Cardiff Met. So Vicky Beddoes in goals, and of course she's joined alongside Terry Beddoes, Laura May Walkley. She's played 8 times for the Welsh national team, and she will be a player to keep an eye out today as well. And you've also got Maisie Miller, who actually Chloe O'Connor name-dropped, actually, as one of the players who deserves a Wales call-up.
Amazing, thank you, Jordan. So it's a beautiful evening here in Kincoid campus tonight. The sun is shining, it is a bit chilly, and I can't see any clouds in the sky at the moment, but both teams are warming up at the minute. They both look ready to go. It's all set up for this massive game tonight. So you'll be joined soon by commentator Jordan Jones and co-commentator Joseph Thomas. They will be with you soon.
So a warm welcome to Kincoid campus for Cardiff Metropolitan versus Port Talbot Town ladies. The sun is shining at Kincoid campus. I'm Jordan Jones, and today I'm joined by Joseph Thomas. Joseph Thomas, good evening.
Good evening, hi Jordan. Good evening everyone. I think we're in for quite an exciting match tonight now, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely an exciting match, and of course we spoke then and we saw what it means to the sides. Kerry Harris spoke about the title race for her, and it's a case that they've just got to hope that there's a slip up for Swansea City, and Port Talbot a real good opposition for Cardiff Met to prove their title credentials, Joe.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, both of these teams are in good form at the moment. Bar Port Talbot Town's defeat to Cardiff City last time out. They're both in really, really good form. But like you said in the pre-match build-up, Jordan, the Cardiff City women know what they need to do today, and they need to win. They need to win big.
And we saw Annabelle Sweeney there, who of course has yet to be beaten from the penalty spot. Shows that she's taken that number 1 shirt, although I don't think she is wearing the number 1 shirt. She's wearing the 23 shirt. But you know what I mean. She's the number 1 first choice goalkeeper. So it just looks like we're about to get underway at Kincoid campus, and it looks like Laura May Walkley is going to get the game underway for Port Talbot as the players take a knee. And now the action can get underway at Kincoid campus. So the action is underway. Walkley starts us off now, and in possession is Jesky Hare. So of course Port Talbot are the ones kicking off this match for us, and well, usually Cardiff Met always shoot that way. It's a good omen for them. Usually they'll take a few goals in the first half, a few in the second. Sometimes they've had to be patient. But Joe, looks like Cardiff Met are a team that want possession early on.
Yeah, they do like to get the ball down. They like to keep the ball. They'll be looking to play the possession game tonight. It's actually quite interesting looking at the weather. It's a beautiful day, but the Port Talbot Town ladies are going to have a hard time looking into the sun in this first half. When they'll be hoping it's not going to cause them too many issues. And
of course, their Cardiff Met just getting a shot away. Oh, and it's hit the crossbar. And it looks like Shannon Evans there hit the crossbar, and the keeper, Vicky Beddoes, almost beaten there, and an early warning sign for Port Talbot Town.
Yeah, and I think that just shows what I was just saying then. The goalkeeper there, Vicky Beddoes, struggling to see the ball in the sun. I think he seems to have gotten caught up in this beautiful sunset we've got going on here. The great strike, and it's just come here, just bounced off the underside of the bar, but just not over the line.
And Shannon Evans, of course, formerly of Cardiff City, she won a number of golden boots during her time with the Bluebirds there, and she of course joined last summer with the Archers. Kerry Harris recruiting strongly there, and of course you should probably look to Shannon Evans as a source of goals.
Oh, you'd have to think so. I think everything's going to be working around her this evening. They'll be looking for her at every opportunity, and you've got the likes of Sophie Hancock's in the middle. They will be looking at every opportunity to try and find her.
And if we look at the top scorers in the league as well, is that Cardiff Met are the team that have goals in their locker. They're the league's top goal scorers, but they don't have a player that necessarily is leading the way, actually. It seems, well, Stacey John Davis is the top scorer for Swansea City with 10 goals this season, but it's more of a case of loads of players chipping in, and that sometimes bodes well because Kerry Harris can rotate, Joe.
100%. I mean, I think a team like this is exactly what you want. It doesn't matter if there are any injuries so much in the team, because there are other players ready to take up that mantle of needing to get of getting the goals that are required.
And Chloe O'Connor there, just striking from distance. It doesn't test Vicky Beddoes there in the Port Talbot goal. But already many warning signs for Port Talbot as Cardiff Met to try and get that early goal. Only 2 minutes gone. But already Cardiff Met looking dominant here. So Amy Long in possession there. As Port Talbot trying to clear it. That's Terry Beddoes that tries to clear that. Now Port Talbot Town just in possession, just trying to get a foothold into the game. But again, they lose possession to the Archers. And it's Sophie Hancock's in possession here. She tries to thread a ball through there. That was Emily Richards trying to find the run of Shannon Evans, which just overhit. Joe, how did Port Talbot deal with this relentless Met pressure?
It looks like they're going to have a long evening, doesn't it? There's some great football in the middle there by Sophie Hancock's nice little touch, great ball through to Emily Richards, just not quite finding that final ball there. No run there for that ball to reach. But it looks like a bit in with a chance here. Pinned it down the right.
Yeah, pinned it down the right there. Tries to get across in, but it looks like she's. Well, I thought she earned a corner kick, but it's come off herself, and it's gone for a goal kick, and it allows Port Talbot a bit of time to regroup, because Cardiff Met so far have taken the game to Port Talbot. So with Cardiff Met offering so much already so far, the task, as we mentioned, is that Cardiff Met need to win by 3 goals tonight if they want to go top, with Swansea City currently leading at the moment. So Cardiff Met still in possession there, tried to get a cross in, and it looks like Amy Long was just about to swipe at that, but fortunately for Port Talbot, they've blocked that and denied them a chance at goal.
Yeah, they just seem to be struggling to keep the ball to themselves now, don't they? Port Talbot Town, every single time they get the ball in the back, they're not able to pass the ball forward. Cardiff Met with the pressure, just keeping that pressure on and getting the ball back quite quickly.
Yeah, and with Cardiff Met, it's probably it's safe to say, one of the nicest teams to watch in terms of their philosophy and their style of play. They know how to play it on the ground. Whatever your taste in football in regards to playing on the ground or hoofball, for Cardiff Met, they play some silky stuff.
Yeah, 100%, and we can see it in evidence here, just comfortably passing it around the back. Happy to bring it into midfield, and at every opportunity they've got that ball on the floor and looking for the right ball.
And continuously, it's Amy Long that keeps getting possession, and she tries to find the run of Chloe O'Connor, but the linesman puts the flag up, and Port Talbot Town gets another set piece just to regroup. Now it's a case of, for Port Talbot, this is the only kind of possession that they've had so far, and it's all about trying to nullify the Met attack, but so far Met are having plenty of chances at goal, Joe.
Yes, they've had a few already, and they were only 5 minutes in. What Port Talbot Town need is just to settle themselves down, get a few passes just together, and start pushing up the field. And it looks like they've got a good chance here with the throw at the far end.
And with Port Talbot as well, of course, they're not in contention for the title race, but there is that three-way battle between themselves, Cardiff City and Abergavenny to finish third. Is it sometimes perhaps a warning for teams at the top that they're playing teams that not necessarily have nothing to play for, but nothing to lose?
I think it can take the pressure off sometimes, can't it? You know, if they know that there's very little left to play for, that it can make them far more relaxed, and it can be a danger to the teams that are still chasing titles and important places.
So Met, they're just in possession now with the throw-in. It's just trying to take it forward. Lucy Finch there with the long throw. It almost finds Shannon Evans, but Met do retrieve possession. And the ball's...
Almost got you then.
Just almost hit the camera there. We do not want that to happen. We don't want it to affect our coverage, but Well, you've got to clear out of danger, don't you, sometimes?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a chance for Sophie Hancock to get forward there, but it was well cut out then in the Port Talbot Town midfield.
And Annabelle Sweeney there, no pressure from Port Talbot as they just launch a loose ball to Sweeney, and she gracefully collects the ball. She's yet to be beaten from the spot. Of course, that massive moment for her, probably the best moment so far in her career, saving that penalty from Chloe Chivers.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I think that penalty save has kept Cardiff Met in with a chance of the title. I think if that penalty goes in, then we're talking about a very different game here. But it's just given them a lease of life, and they look very much up for it tonight.
And a ball over the top there from Jess Denscombe, almost finding Jess Denscombe. Ooh, and almost an own goal for Port Talbot there. Sweeney saves her blushes and manages to retrieve the possession. So almost a goal out of nothing there for Port Talbot. It did look like it might have almost crossed the line.
It was close from what I could see here. I mean, just a bit of lapse of concentration there, I think, and I think that's the danger here when Cardiff Met are on the ball and so dominant in possession. That Sweeney might just switch off, and it was a close one there for her.
And that's important for Met not to concede as well, because they have conceded goals this season, only 7. The fewest, but there's a chance here for Amy Long to take a shot at goal, and Beddoes saves well. It almost trickled in there for Amy Long, and Amy Long's probably been the player that's caused the most problems for Port Talbot so far. Yeah, she looks very much up for it. Great ball, great run down the right hand side there by Emily Richards. Great ball in, found Emily Long at the edge of the area. Shot just lacked a little bit of conviction, and it's straight at the goalkeeper there, Vicky Beddoes, who's at the second attempt made quite a comfortable save in the end. And Amy Long is, of course, ever present in the league for the Archers this season, and she also spent 4 years at Milligan College in the United States, as we saw Eliana Chavez is one of those players that has come from the United States and has excelled at the Archers so far. And of course, Amy Long has also played in the UEFA Women's Champions League. So we've got some top tier players on show today, Joe. Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's testament to what everyone's doing here at Cardiff Met that we can entice these players to come and play apply their trade here, and with the sort of being able to do the degree on the side of that as well. I think it's an exceptional system, and it's one that's certainly working. And of course, one of the players that we kept an eye on before, previous years of the Cardiff Met cohort, was Madison Shutback, actually. She, of course, has gone back to the United States, but she was a player that was adored by many at the Archers just for how she could win games. And it was a live televised game from Scoria once that showed that she had a match-winning performance in the League Cup final. And of course, there are some League Cup matches tonight, but just have a corner kick there for the Archers, and it just allows them to try and get a set piece, because they have been deadly from open play, Joe, but they've also been deadly. They can also be deadly from set pieces. Yes, they can, and they've got a good few tall players in there. You've got that number 12 there, Shannon Evans. She'll be looking to get her head up on this. We've got Stephanie Turner up there as well from the back. There'll be a lot of players there looking to get their heads on this corner. So, corner kick is just about to be delivered into the box, and Port Talbot can win the initial touch, which allows them to take the ball away, and Cardiff Met now have to go back into their own half. So Cardiff Met there, looks like it's Terry Beddoes that has to deal with the pressure of Amy Long. Amy Long's been such a handful for Port Talbot so far, hasn't she? Oh, she has, and it looks like we've got 2 balls on the pitch there. We've got one up by the far corner flag. Close chance there, but it's a comfortable save there for Vicky Beddoes. Well, it was a chance there for Robin Pinder, and as you mentioned, perhaps 2 balls on the pitch. And it would be interesting to see whether the referee may have communicated with his linesman to notify that there were 2 balls on there. But another chance for the Archers to take the lead, and Robin Pinder forces a save out of Beddoes. Yeah, it seemed to be straight at her, so she'd have been disappointed if she'd let that one in, but it just shows the Cardiff Met are really up for this one tonight, and chances are coming thick and fast here. And how important is it to get that early goal as well? You don't want to be waiting for so long for a goal to come. You want to set an early marker. Oh, absolutely, and so certainly with the start that they've made, they wouldn't want to give Port Talbot time to breathe here. They'll want to get us on the score sheet and make them chase the game, because that'll really suit their style of play, getting the ball on the ground and moving it quickly, and being ahead will help keep them on top. There's appeals there for a handball, but it's not being given by the referee. and that allows Lucy Finch to carry the ball forward to Shannon Evans, but again the linesman puts his flag up and Port Talbot receive a free kick for the offside. A lot of issues. Perhaps a handball there, Joe?
I don't know. I think it'd be harsh if you'd given that one. Lucy Finch was a great runner on this left-hand side, just couldn't quite time the ball correctly there for Shannon Evans to run through, just not quite beating the offside trap.
And it's interesting to see how the Cardiff Met fullbacks are almost, in this modern day, love going forward. You're not usually a right back anymore. You're usually a right wing back or a left wing back usually, Joe, isn't it?
Yeah, it just gives you an extra element in attack, doesn't it? And if you're in a team that is sort of more dominant in the league, then it gives you that option of extra options in attack, and allows you to bring more bodies into the middle as well. Then.
Yeah, and it's definitely important that, of course, a lot of these coaches as well at Cardiff Met, so we've got Izzy Taylor, who's an UEFA A licence coach at Cardiff Met, and Kerry Harris also owns that qualification as well. So it's not only that the university coach, it's not only the university students that have to go to school to learn, it's also the coaches that are also doing their coaching badges, most of them with the Football Association of Wales, and it allows them to manage in the top flight. So Shannon Evans there, it looks like she may have drawn a foul there, but she still has possession. The referee hasn't given advantage, but she's put herself into a tight spot just to try and get out, and Port Talbot have probably done the right job there.
You've got to just get it out in that position. You don't want to give them the ball in that area. If anyone's got a foot on it, just absolutely slam it away.
Yeah, and it's important now for Port Talbot to keep that resolute defending going. They have allowed Met to have a few chances on goal. It's Amy Long here in possession, and Chloe O'Connor can almost get her shot away, but it's been blocked, and it allows Port Talbot to clear once more. That is Jess Denscombe, who tries to clear the ball forward, but again they give possession back to the Met, and it allows Met once more to just keep the pressure going. Joe, how can Met maintain these wave of attacks?
Well, I think they've been doing it all season, George. I think they're a team that are happy to get the ball down, happy to keep it moving, and their fitness is incredible, and they'll be able to do this for most of the match, and sooner or later you expect that it'll tell. Some great defending there by Port Talbot Town, just getting their bodies on the line to block the couple of efforts that they had there. But if they keep it up much longer, you'll have to see that there's a goal coming. And
a lot of players in the Cardiff Met team do courses such as sport coaching, sports psychology, that allows them to, coincide their studies with their playing, and also helps them play as well. Of course, we look at Cardiff Met, both their men and women's teams, and we always say that they're a university team, but how important is that cohesion to see your teammates almost every day?
I think it helps build that morale and that team spirit within them. Something I think it's an element that a lot of the other, none of the other teams really have, except for Swansea maybe. But I think it really helps build that team bonding, and we can see it on the pitch because they've been playing incredibly over the last few years.
And one of those players I actually spoke to a few months back was Chloe O'Connor, who's had an incredible story. She had a benign tumour in her back, and that almost derailed her footballing career. She had already played for Wales and had 2 caps to her name, and she's playing for Cardiff City Ladies at the moment. She was playing for Cardiff City Ladies, and then she found the tumour in her back, and it derailed her career a bit. She had 2 seasons where she had a spell on the sidelines, and then this season, Kerry Harris gave the call to Chloe O'Connor, said, do you want to play for the Archers and get back into it? And so far she's excelled, Joe, hasn't she?
Oh, she's been one of the stars of this team, absolutely. And to think what she's gone through, it's beyond what I can fathom. Really, it's an incredible test of strength, and she's come and she's proven what a quality player she is. And
she is so important to that Met side as well. Of course, they're top scorer in all competitions this season, so it just shows that when Chloe O'Connor isn't playing, it is a tougher task for Cardiff Met to claim the win. So we received a score update at the USW Sport Park in the other Welsh Premier Women's League game this evening. So Kincoid Ladies are trailing to Cardiff City 2-0, and that's Catherine Walsh and Fionn Price, who has given Cardiff City a 2-goal lead against Kincoid ladies at the USW Sport Park as well. And we've also got action in the Welsh Premier Women's League Cup, which will involve Cardiff Met. Britain Ferry Clanzowell are playing Cascade ladies, and of course whoever wins that one puts themselves into a good position in Cardiff Met's League Cup group. So Met will be focused on this one, but they'll also want to know what's going on in the other game with the semi-finals coming up in a few weeks' time. So loose ball there, just goes to Port Talbot, and it does feel like perhaps, Joe, that the ball is faltering for the Met, and then they're not showing as much sharpness as they did in the first 10 minutes that we just saw. Yeah,
it just seems to have settled down a little bit. Port Talbot Town have managed to find their feet just a little bit, managed to get a few passes together. But this is the danger now for Cardiff Met, that if they can't make this pressure pay, and they can get a few goals on the board, that Port Talbot Town have enough quality in their team to surprise them, and they won't want to get into that kind of match.
So Met in possession now, but Port Talbot are digging in deep, and that's Jess Denscombe who carries the ball forward. She isn't underneath the challenge of Lucy Finch and Sophie Hancock, and that double team there puts Denscombe puts some pressure on her to lose possession. But Met regaining possession now. Robin Pinder tries to find the ball over the top for the attacker Emily Richards there, but they're not getting into the right positions now, Joe.
No, I think that's the third or fourth offside now in this match. They're just not quite timing that ball, and it's testament to Port Talbot Town's defensive line. I think they've been playing quite high, and they're happy to play that offside trap, and it seems to have just caught Met off guard at the moment.
Yes, plenty of offside flags up against Cardiff Met, and perhaps a ball over the top is dealt with there initially, but Port Talbot are just digging in deep, trying to stop Cardiff Met from winning those second balls. And so far, at the moment, Port Talbot are winning those second balls. They aren't conceding possession as loose as they were earlier in the first quarter of the match.
Some great feet there, isn't there, by Chloe O'Connor. Really see the talent.
Great ball from Robin Pinder, finding Amy Long. Amy Long cuts in. She tries to put it across goal, and it's a good opportunity, and it's not being taken by Shannon Evans. And it looks like it deflected over the bar there, so it does give Cardiff an opportunity, but perhaps should they take that?
I think, yeah, it's a great ball through Amy Long on the left. Shannon Evans running into the 6-yard box to try and knock it in, but I think it's absolutely offended. You can see that the body's on the line there. I didn't quite see which defender it was, but it was she got a foot in the way, and it's out for a corner now, and they'll be looking to take advantage of this.
So Sophie Hancock is just about to put the ball into the box. It's headed behind by Shannon Evans, who had just had that earlier opportunity to bite at the cherry for the Archers, but they've not taken it, Joe.
No, but it was a very, very good ball in by Sophie Hancock. In swinging, whipped in. Great run from Shannon Evans, and she meets it with great force, but it's just not quite on target.
So, of course, we did allude to the game in the Welsh Premier Women's League. It's half-time between Cardiff City and Kincoid Ladies, and, of course, no change in the goals. Cardiff City hold a 2-goal lead over Kincoid Ladies at the USW Sport Park, and that strengthens Cardiff City's position in third spot. So, of course, Port Talbot with all the work to do if they want to try and claim that third spot, and there is that freeway battle, of course, with them, Abergavenny and Cardiff City. But at the moment, it is 0-0 at Kincoid campus, and it's a case of Cardiff Met with all the opportunities but nothing to show for it so far.
No, nothing yet. They're still plugging away. The chances are coming, and you'll have to expect that there'll be a goal at some point, but they just need to keep their concentration, not get frustrated, and keep these chances coming, and they'll take one eventually.
And it is important, but we've seen in a few games from their highlights that sometimes Cardiff Men do get an early goal, and then sometimes they have to wait until the second half and be a bit patient. We saw that in the Aberystwyth game where they took a 2-goal lead, and then the third goal didn't come until right towards the end for the Archers. And so far we've got played 20 minutes and no goals to show for it so far, but Met with all the possession so far and just allowing Port Talbot to get into position, try and regroup. But what would you say is the best opportunity you can remember, Joe, just in this one? Perhaps well,
the first one we had, wasn't it? I can't remember who it was now, but it was that strike just from the edge of the area. So the goalkeeper just seemed to be caught out by the sun in her eyes, and it's bounced off the underside of the bar. I think that's the closest that we've come so far. But it's all one-way traffic, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely one-way traffic here at Kincoid Camps, and that was Shannon Evans with the first chance of the game, just under a minute in, and she's had plenty of opportunities for the Archers to take the lead, and of course she's played many games for the Archers this season. Of course, she's played 11 times, and she's got 7 goals to her name in the league, so it just shows her prolificness in this league, and it's probably a reason why Kerry Harris recruited her.
Oh, absolutely! You can see the talent on the pitch there. She should be disappointed not to have taken some of those chances so far, but there's still a long way to go, and hopefully she can take some at some point.
And she, of course, took a year out. She went to Barrytown United Ladies as well, which was in the Welsh Women's League. So what was the case? What do you reckon Kerry Harris may have said to Shannon Evans? Is it a case of, I want you to help the title push, perhaps? Yeah,
absolutely. I think that she's obviously seen something in her that the squad before was missing, and you know, she's demonstrated her talents over the course of the season, and I think it's justified the decision to bring her here.
And Shannon Evans, an important player. Sophie Hancock just tries to find the run of Lucy Finch there, but doesn't find her, and it allows the goalkeeper Vicky Beddoes to just re-gather the ball. No one's challenging her, and it allows her to just wind down the clock a bit, and she's picked the ball up, and it's a case of sometimes goalkeepers just want to wind the clock down a bit and allow teams to get into positions.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we've seen that it's all been one-way traffic. I think the goalkeeper's been wise there, Beddoes, just to slow the game down, let her teammates get into position and try and build something.
So Port Talbot Town in possession there. They've not had an opportunity so far, and unless you want to count the almost own goal for the Archers. And that's probably where a goal might come for Port Talbot, isn't it? Like, it may come from a mistake.
Yeah, I think so. They've been so dominant so far. We've got Shannon Evans on goal here.
And it's 1-0. It is 1-0 to the Archers. Shannon Evans with plenty of opportunities for the Archers, but she's delivered now a great ball through from Amy Long, and Shannon Evans, ever reliable for the Archers, puts them 1 goal to the good.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great ball, great vision from Amy Long to get that ball through, and we've been talking about Shannon Evans having missed a couple of chances earlier in the game, but she's kept ahead, kept her composure, and it's a great finish past Beddoes.
And that's so important, is it, to set that early marker. We're only 23 minutes in, where it allows Shannon Evans to get on the score sheet, and it perhaps takes the nerves off of Cardiff Met now because they've got that goal.
Yeah, 100%. I think like I said, they'd be disappointed not to have already been 2 or 3-0 up in this match. But they'll be thrilled now to get this one. They'll be looking to build on it because they know that they'll need a big win if they're going to keep up the competition with Swansea City.
And that is an important goal in the title race, but of course it takes Cardiff Met level on points as it stands with the Swans, but they will need 2 goals if they want to finish the evening top of the table as well. So it just shows how tight it is at the top. The Cardiff Met have to beat a team like Port Talbot, who are in contention for a 3rd place spot, by 3 goals, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an incredible battle at the top of the league, hasn't it? You've got Swansea City with an incredible defensive record, or was it just the 1 goal conceded? And then you've got Cardiff Met women here who are the top scorers in the league. So I think it's an excellent mix for a great title race, and it's delivered.
And of course, with Swansea City only conceding 1 goal this season, and the league campaign is only 3 games to go for them. It's just an incredible feat for Cardiff Met's title rivals to only concede 1 goal this season.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, Cardiff Met women have been incredible all season, and have held their own against Swansea. But it's when you've got a team that are only conceding 1 goal through the course of the season, it's an incredible challenge to compete with them.
Well, Met are the top scorers in the league this season. There's been a case of just conceding goals for them, because of course goal difference may come into it for this title race, and of course they did lose 1-0 to Swansea City and drew 0-0, which means they weren't allowed to regain any spot on Swansea City. So it was a case of Cardiff Met hoping for a slip up from Swansea City, but so far Cardiff Met are doing the job asked of them. So far they do need 2 extra goals, as mentioned, to go top of the league, but so far they are winning, and that's important. You cannot lose any points at this stage of the season, Joe.
No, absolutely not. And we've said it before that, you know, you look at those Cardiff Met against Swansea City matches as the title deciders as the season goes on. They will be very disappointed if they were to drop points here, but they've started impeccably. They've had chance after chance, and they finally found the first goal. Hopefully that'll settle them, and there'll be a few more to follow to get them back to the top of the league.
Port Talbot, of course, did concede that goal there, but they're not letting their heads drop at the moment. They're still in possession, and they're just trying to work the ball a bit kindly. And if they can just find, it looks like Denscombe is going to be their outlet, because it looks like they're just trying to get it on our flank, isn't it, Joe? That they're just trying to get the ball underneath us and just try and find the run of Denscombe.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been up and down the right wing here on our side, time and time again, and you can see it from the middle of the pack that the likes of Jesky here are always looking for her. Just haven't quite been able to find the ball just yet, with Lucy Finch defending really well here at left back.
And well done there to Shannon Evans, who wins possession in the box. Sorry, Amber Roberts there in possession. But now it allows Cardiff Met to take the ball forward, and it's a nice run there from Amber Roberts. No one tracking her. Puts the cross into the box, finds Amy Long, but it's hit the head, and Amy Long can't control the ball there. Doesn't fall kindly for her, but Cardiff Met do earn a corner kick.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one, and then she just didn't seem to get her body in the right position to be able to control that one. Whether she was a bit indecisive of whether to header it or try and control it on the chest, I'm not sure, but it's a chance gone. But they've got another one here with this corner.
And it's important for Cardiff Met that if they want to keep on the hot of the heels of Swansea City, they do get a second goal. And of course, how important would a second goal be?
Oh, I think it'll settle them down completely. They'll know that they'll pretty much have the win then, and then they can look to build and get to 3 or 4 or 5. Then that's what they'll be looking for. But this game's a long way to go yet. It's still only 1-0, and Talbot Town will be looking to get into the game more.
So Cardiff Met, Chloe O'Connor goes short with Robin Pinder after the first corner doesn't beat the first man. O'Connor tries to put the cross back into the box, and Amy Long can swipe a shot at goal, but it's not testing the goalkeeper, Vicky Beddoes, and it allows Port Talbot to regroup. It allows them to go forward as Beddoes kicks the ball forward, trying to urge Port Talbot Town to get forward, and it's Denscombe in possession. Almost tries to find Laura May Walkley, the number 3, of course. She's played 8 times for the Welsh national team. She played in the Women's Super League during its infancy, and of course now with her experience she is thriving in the setting under Port Talbot Town manager Hayley Williams. So Port Talbot Walkley just trying to put a foot down there.
Not sure how I feel about attackers wearing number 3, Jordan.
It is interesting, but of course in this league I think it's a case of it's not traditional numbers as such. Like you'll see a number 23 in goals, but Port Talbot are in here, and it's Denscombe of course who has caused some problems for the Archers. She tries to find the run of Lauren Amor, but Cardiff Met can clear, but Port Talbot's still in possession, and it looks like Denscombe is the outlet for Port Talbot to take them forward.
Yeah, she was just a bit unlucky there not to get the run of the ball. She did well to get into the position, but it was just well defended in the end. And
of course, Port Talbot only with 1 substitute this evening, so of course it is difficult for the Archers. But it looks like Met are going to Port Talbot have an opportunity there, and it is Courtney Thomas who just sends her shot wide of the target. But it is perhaps a warning sign to the Met. Yeah, it's a reminder that Port Talbot Town are still in this match, and it's still only 1-0, and all it takes is for a chance like that to find its way past Annabelle Sweeney in the goal, and it's level again. It'll be a warning to them that they can't take their foot off the gas just yet. It's a great chance here. Through ball there from Sophie Hancock's trying to find Shannon Evans. Robin Pinder and Amy Long are waiting for it, but it doesn't find either Met player, and Port Talbot once again can regroup and knock the ball forward. It was a great run by Shannon Evans down there, but she'd be disappointed with the ball in. You've got the likes of Amy Long and Robin Pinder who were busting gut to get into the penalty box for the ball in, but it was just a poor ball in there. But Talbot Town are back on the ball now. And it's a case of we do see a lot in this league is that the teams do like to play it on the floor. It's not a case of we really see a lofted cross in and a header home. It's quite neat, intricate play, isn't it, when we see a lot of goals in this league? Yeah, absolutely, and it's great to watch, isn't it? This is the type of football most people want to see. Get the ball down, pass it quickly, pass and move, and it's been a joy to watch so far. So Stephanie Turner there in possession, the captain of the Archers. She's been here for 10 years, and she's achieved so much here. She's been part of a number of treble-winning sides, and it looks like there could be an off-the-ball injury there for Robin Pinder. Looks like Looks like it's an off-the-ball injury. It doesn't look like anyone was around her. Met are continuing possession as Robin Pinder, laying in an offside position, but it does look an offside. And now Met put the ball out of play, and this will be a massive blow if she cannot continue, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of an innocuous run, really. She was going in for a challenge, and it just looks as if the I don't know if the ankle or the knee there is rolled. Can't quite see from my angle, is rolled on this artificial surface, but looks like she's back up on her feet and should be okay to continue.
She's back on the pitch now, and it doesn't look like the physio has been sent on so far. The referee just in a brief discussion with Pinder, asking whether she's going to continue with the match, and it just allows the players to regroup. Pinder back up on her feet, and it does look like she's okay to continue, Joe.
Yeah, so that's would be a huge boost for Met here. They've been very disappointed to have lost her so early on, but she looks like she's just testing out that knee a little bit, but we'll keep an eye on that one.
And one of those games, of course, that was live streamed by S4C Scorio, that we watched in previous to going on air, was of course Cardiff Met Swansea, and Robin Pinder put in such a great shift at right back. But Met in possession as the ball floated into the box, but no Met player can get to it initially. But Sophie Hancock does win it. Chloe O'Connor tries to retrieve the second ball but doesn't get it, and it allows Laura May Walkley to carry the ball forward, and she tries to link up with Lauren Amor, but it's gone in Port Talbot Town's favour as they earn a throw-in. Just interesting to see now Port Talbot with that opportunity that we just saw previously. Is it important that Cardiff Met keep themselves switched on and make themselves not vulnerable to the counter-attack?
Yeah, absolutely. This back four needs to, or five as it seems to be, really need to sort of keep their head switched on. You know, we've had attack after attack on one end, but if they switch off at the other side, Port Talbot Town are showing some signs there that they're, you know, more than able to compete, and all it'll take is one chance, and they could take it, and it'll be level.
So Annabelle Sweeney has not been beaten many times in the Met goal as well. I believe she's only conceded one goal so far during her time at King Coy Campus. Since arriving from Texas, she of course arrived with Eliana Chavez, as you saw in the feature, before the match started, and both of them have been important. But just some work for Sweeney to deal with, and she deals with that with assurance, Joe.
Yeah, it's very commanding there, wasn't it? She called for it, came and got it, slipped out of her hands a little bit, but she was very, very quick to gather it and start the next attack.
So Sweeney launches the ball forward, and it doesn't look like there's many Met players that are putting themselves at the moment in that attacking position. They are a bit penned in now, and Port Talbot are playing with a higher line.
Oh, absolutely, and we've seen that they've utilised that higher line very well with all the offsides that we had earlier on. Cardiff Met just seem to be getting the better end of that deal now. There was the time in their runs a little bit better than they were earlier on.
So Port Talbot now just waiting for the ball to come back to them as the ball retriever gets it to them. And of course, in these COVID times, you wouldn't have necessarily a pitch-side ball boy. Instead, you'd have one of the substitutes having to try and retrieve possession. And it just shows that fair play to the league this season for being able to deliver a full season for us in the Welsh Premier Women's League.
Oh, absolutely, and that goes that gets said across the men's and the women's game here in Wales. It's been exceptional being back at football. You know, we've had some extra sort of restrictions and stuff that we've had to abide by, but I think everyone's in agreement that it's just great to get this game back. You know, to get the games underway, and it's testament to them that we've had a full season out of it.
So Stephanie Turner there just allows possession to go to her defender. And Lucy Finch is now in possession and on the ball, and she's been playing this wing-back role, almost found there by Chloe O'Connor, but the run is cut out for the Archers. And as we alluded to, there was a break for Cardiff Met women's, and they were out of action from December to March, and that's a reason why we are playing on Thursday evening. It's a case of trying to just get all the fixtures in and complete the season in enough time to then give them enough break for a pre-season, and then we go into the next season.
Yeah, it must have been hard for them to you know, to keep themselves switched on and off, and with all the are they playing, will they play, when will they play, etc. But you know, I think every single one on the pitch here now will be thankful that the games are on. We've got a lot of games in a short space of time, but ultimately they'll be thrilled to be back out on the pitch and playing again.
No FAW Women's Cup, of course, because that's open to a lot of teams, and due to non-elite status for the lower league teams, they have been unable to compete in that. But we do have the Welsh Premier Women's League Cup that will offer something to us, and Met are involved in that.
Yeah, I think they were just calls for handball there. I think it would have been a little bit harsh because the ball was struck at quite some pace, but Port Talbot Town players, they're just having a little bit of a pop at the referee for not giving that handball.
Yeah, and it's been a case for Port Talbot. They're trying to influence the referee to give them the decisions in their favour. They don't want to give Cardiff Met any opportunities, a clear run at goal. It's really important for Port Talbot to not concede a second goal before half-time, because then it is an uphill battle.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got just about 8 or 9 minutes left of this first half here at Kincoid, and Cardiff Met will be looking to get a second goal just to breathe a little bit easier at half-time, but Port Talbot Town have kept them at bay so far.
And it has been quite a dogged performance from Port Talbot so far, has it, in the case that they've had to work hard off of the ball, because they're putting pressure onto the Cardiff Met attackers, but also when Cardiff Met in possession, it seems that there's 2 players for every defender. Yeah,
absolutely. They've doubled up quite well. They conceded a lot of chances at the beginning of the half, but they've settled in, found their feet, and have defended well since, albeit found themselves 1-0 down.
So Port Talbot Town still in possession at the moment, but they have conceded possession cheaply to Cardiff Met, but can hook it clear away at the second attempt. And now Port Talbot with Denscombe free on the flank, and they're going to try and find her. The ball doesn't fall kindly for her, and it does look like that still is their route on goal. They've not changed that up. Denscombe looks to be the outlet, and the ball is played through kindly, almost kindly, sorry, for Denscombe from Amor, but it just doesn't fall enough for Denscombe to cause some problems, and Sweeney can clear it now to Emily Richards and Amy Long in possession, just trying to find Pinder, of course. Had that early scare, we thought she may have gone off, but it seems that she was recovered now. So Met in possession, and the ball's going to be lofted in here, trying to find the head of Shannon Evans, and she is found, and it is cleared. It's cleared not off the line, that it is blocked, and that was a great goal-scoring opportunity there for Cardiff Met to take a 2-goal advantage. That was Amber Roberts with the cross, and then Shannon Evans with the header. It was blocked, and now a momentary pause in play.
It's a great chance, though, isn't it? Your balls come in, and Shannon Evans is right underneath it, manages to head it the opposite way for where the goalkeeper's gone, but it's just been expertly defended there by I think it's Terry Beddoes, is it, that's that blocked that one. It's a great block, and it's kept them in this match.
Yes, Terry Beddoes there, stopping her namesake Vicky Beddoes from conceding a second goal there, and it just allows Cardiff Met to still have more possession and more relentless pressure. They're finding their feet again now, Met, in trying to cause so much problems for the Port Talbot defence.
Yeah, they're just trying to turn the screw now, going into approaching half-time. They'll be looking to get at least another one now before the break, just to settle them, and they can come out for the second half and try and build on that lead.
So Beddoes, they already had a goal breached once, and Cardiff Met with the 1-goal lead, and it was Shannon Evans who gave the Archers the lead there in that one. And Met still in possession now as well. So Cardiff Met just with a free kick over halfway, just over the centre circle, and it looks like it's going to be lofted in by Hannah Mills. So Hannah Mills puts the ball into the box, almost finding Amy Long, and an outstretched leg there from Emily Richards, almost finds it, but then a swiped effort at goal doesn't cause any problems for the goalkeeper, and another goal kick for Port Talbot.
Yeah, you can see that they're just trying to get these chances under their belt and get this second goal, which will be absolutely massive in this match. I think the next goal in this game really will be important. So
of course this game is being played behind closed doors. There aren't any spectators permitted in the ground, unfortunately, just in the way that the restrictions have fallen, but there is hope that there will be fans. Of course there is trials going along across the border, and hopefully there'll be some trials in Wales to allow spectators back, because it is important to have some fans here. But perhaps an interesting thing for Cardiff Met and the league, will allow Cardiff Met to break now. So Richards is just going to carry the ball forward, and it looks like they're going to almost go out for a corner kick. And it's risky play along the back line for Port Talbot. They've managed to clear the ball enough from danger, and then Cardiff Met now get it back to Sweeney. Yes, Joe. So sorry to go back to the further point is that this league is being behind closed doors, and of course no spectators. But of course with not as many leagues on offer, is this perhaps given the spotlight to the Welsh Premier Women's League? And we've had extended coverage from ourselves, from Scorio, and of course the written press and the broadcast media as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a league that deserves the exposure that it's been getting, and long may it continue. I think it's important that we shine a light on what these women are doing in this league, and it's that's for the players on the pitch and the coaching staff and all of the team behind it. And hopefully, when fans are allowed back in again, we can get some crowds in to support them.
So Sophie Hancock's there, just in possession. She managed to keep possession and finds Lucy Finch. Now Amy Long, that midfield free, quite a fluid midfield free, but just doesn't work out for Amy Long, and she concedes a throw in to Port Talbot Town, and we're just 5 minutes from half time, and it's not been necessarily one-way traffic, but Cardiff Met have had the handful of the chances and probably have a deserved 1-goal lead.
Oh, I think they'll be disappointed that it's only the one, to be honest. They've had a number of chances but just haven't been able to find the back of the net. Port Talbot Town seem to be struggling with the balls in the air there to deal with the sunset that we've got going on here at the moment. Yeah, I think Port Talbot Town have definitely built into this game as the match has gone on.
So Cardiff Met still in possession now as Pinder tries to find the run of Amber Roberts. But again, Port Talbot, they have had some joy in that corner by there in stopping Cardiff Met from floating the cross in.
Yeah, they've done a good job of blocking these crosses. Defensively they've done quite well, to be fair. They've conceded a lot of chances, but only from sort of range, not clear-cut chances. So I think there'll be a lot for them to build on, and they'll just be looking to get into the half-time break here with just a 1 goal behind.
So Cardiff Met now still in possession as Robin Pinder tries to take the ball forward for the Archers. She's still got it now. Sophie Hancock's still in possession to Lucy Finch. And is she going to take an opportunity? She's allowed the shot as a right-footed effort, and it's not tested the goalkeeper, but it could like just initially before she let fly that it could have caused some problems.
Oh, absolutely. I was just saying then that Port Talbot Town have gotten better defensively, and then they've all just stood off her completely then allowed her to have a shot from range. But we were right behind that. It was never really going in, but it's just a warning shot for them that they're not afraid to shoot from range, and we'll catch you out if you're not concentrating. So
not as many stoppages, so we're not expecting much additional time of just over a minute until the linesman shows his, the fourth official shows his board. Perhaps a minute with Robin Pinder being down for briefly, but not much to allow a bit more time.
No, I think the only stoppages we've had is Robin Pinder's injury and the goal, so I don't see that it'll be more than a minute, if that.
So Cardiff Met now just allowing themselves. It does look like that they are going to have that 1 goal lead going into it, unless something can happen quickly for Cardiff Met to get a second goal. But that 1 goal advantage is important at the break. But linesman's flag goes up against Amber Roberts, and it allows then Port Talbot to have it, and it looks like we're going to go in with a 1 goal lead for the Archers at the break.
Yeah, and we've just seen another example there of Port Talbot Town's high line. They're happy to stick with it. It's another offside that they've sort of managed to inflict on Cardiff Met there.
So there's the Cardiff Met coaches there for, that's Izzy Taylor, Kerry Harris, and of course the physio there as well. So a reduced capacity for backroom staff, but they'll be happy perhaps in what they've seen so far, but perhaps wanted a second goal considering the chances that presented themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll find that they'll come out now for the second half, all guns blazing, trying to find those goals that they'll need to send them back to the top of the table.
Referee blows the half-time whistle there, and Shannon Evans' first half goal has given Met a 1 goal advantage at Kincoy campus. Of course, it's still not enough to make them go top, but it will give them the 3 points as it stands at the moment. So we'll just allow the players to have a breather as well. It looks like both team talks will be conducted in the dugouts, and we'll just allow you to have a bit of a breather. So Of course, she's not playing this evening for the Archers, but Neely Martin, one of the American players for the Archers. Well, has moved over here from America, and of course sometimes you need something to allow yourself to acclimatise to different surroundings, and we caught up with her to ask her what her Archers essentials are.
Item number 1, my Bible, the most important. Need to eat every day, feast on the Word of God, and it's just most important for me to start my day that way, so I can view the world through that lens. Next item, gum. Let me tell you, I probably went through this. It's empty because I went through it in less than a week. It has 60 pieces. If I'm just sitting there bored, put a piece in, next thing I know I have 5 pieces in my mouth. I really do miss the American gum though because of their sticks. And if I still had that, I would have brought that because those are just, they're way better. But I can do with this for now. Spearmint, but the sticks are better in spearmint. So right now I'm on the peppermint kick. Next one, watermelon. So over the summer I really got into watermelon, and I would eat probably like one every 2 days. And in America they're a lot bigger. So now I'm not on it as much, but this just represents fruit and vegetables as a whole for me. They're really important.
You ever go for the slices, or do you chop that up? Cube?
Oh, no. You gotta go whole watermelon, save the money, do the slicing. I'm pretty good at slicing fruit. The most important part though is it has this little spot here, a field spot, and makes it taste better because it's been in the field longer. Usually you want a big yellow one. This is a really important item, okay? It's my water pick. Let me just get it out and show you. So, this is a flosser, but it shoots water instead of floss. And so you put your little head on, the blue one of course, for Cardiff Met. Pop it in, fill this baby with water, then you start it, and it shoots it out. And you clean your teeth with it, and it's really important because I do like, popcorn, so it gets the kernels out, gets whatever out of your mouth. My dentist loves that I use it as well. So I bought this on Amazon Prime Day because when I first came here, literally my mom was like, do you have your water pick? Like that was the first thing she asked me to buy, is a water pick. Last but certainly not least, the cleats or boots as we call them over here. These are an old pair, they're a little torn up, but obviously very into football/soccer, so it's very important. Oh yeah, big Nike girl. Always the Tiempos too. And these are personally my favorite Tiempos, so had to bring them. Just the feel of them. You put them on, it's like, you know when you wear your favorite shoes and you're just like, this is it. This is it.
Yes, sir.
That's how these were for me. This is Neely Martin. Thanks for watching. Up the Met.
So first half, Jordan, and a goal. What did you make of that?
So it's all been Cardiff Met. I think with that, Shannon Evans, of course, fired an early warning sign for Port Talbot Town, and of course she's duly delivered with her goal. I think Met might be discouraged that they haven't added more goals to their name this evening. Of course, we've stressed so many times that they need goals if they want to go top tonight. And they're doing the job in hand at the moment in regards to at least winning the match as well. And it may be a case of being patient, but you have to give it to Port Talbot Town, who are putting a good performance. They're really taking the game to Cardiff Met. They're allowing Cardiff Met in and that, but over that far side in the corner, I've really been impressed with the defensive work of Port Talbot to nullify the wingers.
Yes, let's just hope that Cardiff Met's performance keeps up in the second half.
Yeah, of course. For them, for Cardiff Met, of course, they'll really want to maintain that good performance at the break, and of course, Kerry Harris has taken the players in to get the message across to them. Of course, it'll be to focus on this game. Of course, every time that you hear about teams involved in a title race, they say this is the game that we're only focusing on. We're taking it one game by game, and Swansea might be in the back of their heads, but today it's just getting the job done. Of course, I've really been impressed with Jess Enscombe of Port Talbot. Actually, they've used her to try and get the ball down the flank, and for them, it's just trying to. For Port Talbot, they've had one opportunity, but they've not taken it.
So we're all students working on tonight's coverage of the match, and we're all studying Sports Broadcast MSc here at Cardiff Met. So here's a quick look at what happens behind the scenes on a match night.
Learned a lot at this huge game between Cardiff Met women and Swansea City ladies. Jordan and I have really challenged ourselves to essentially get a unique angle of the game each, so one of us is at either side to try and capture any goals really. From our shots, they're all up close. Normally you'd be in a gantry and you'd have a bit of a wider angle, so you have to be quite quick on the zoom trigger to zoom in and zoom out and try and capture all of the action. It's quite easy to miss a bit of the action, so it was really good. We had a warm-up for the training session, so we didn't miss anything in the actual match itself. I think in industry there's a lot of clubs and broadcasters that may not be creating this type of content from the likes of unique angles. There's loads that are, but I think it really prepares us for the industry, makes us industry ready, so that when we do go in to the industry, we know exactly what we're doing. We don't have to walk the ropes and learn how to do everything. We can go in with creative ideas and say, yeah, we've done this before, we've got these types of shots before, and we think to be really beneficial for you.
So I've learned how to deal with there's a live broadcast going on now for Scorio, and we're trying to adapt to that and get our own shots, trying to get some uniqueness about it, because obviously we'll have our own highlights package, so just trying to get some unique shots, headshot, and getting something that they haven't managed to catch. Well, I'd say it's a case of it's more or less like a shop window. If there's media companies, production companies, they're seeing what we're doing, and this is a chance to then show them what we can do. We can put something together when it's the right time to go out, and then they might think, oh, well, that's something we'd like to add, and it might even complement the Scorio broadcast on our own as well.
So Jordan, can you get us up to speed with who Wales have drawn in the World Cup qualifiers of 2023 last week?
So, of course, it was very big news last week. Gemma Granger, of course, succeeding Jane Ludlow. She knows what the task is now and who they'll be playing in the Women's World Cup qualifiers, which will so the tournament is taking place in 2023 in Australia and New Zealand. So in Wales's group, playing alongside Cymru will be France, Slovenia, Greece, Kazakhstan and Estonia. And I think the FAW and everyone involved in regards to getting the fixtures will always be happy, because I always note that they always get a home fixture to finish the campaign, and it's going to be so important. Wales, of course, missed out on qualification to the Euros, which will take place next year in England as well, and they'd be so devastated that they didn't qualify, but it's really important for them now, Wales, they try and qualify, because there's been so many near misses for them, and it's a case of just trying to live up to their expectation, because they have so many good players like Natasha Harding, Sophie Ingle, plenty of good players like Kaylee Green, all playing in the Women's Super League as well, and there's some players that are in the lower divisions that are impressing as well.
Yeah, you just mentioned Sophie Ingle there, Wales captain, and she was actually a former student here at Cardiff Met, wasn't she? So let's talk about her success. What do you think of it?
So there's a reason why that Chelsea have brought in Sophie Ingle over the last few years. They identified her. She wasn't necessarily... She was playing in a Liverpool team and then moved over to Chelsea, and she has just stood out massively. She's got the captain's armband now for Wales, and she's really just taking that on so well. Really inspiring player. And of course, reached the Champions League final recently as well. She could follow in the footsteps of Jane Ludlow and Jess Fishlock to be one of the Welsh players who have won a Women's Champions League, and there's a lot of players in the men's game like Gareth Bale who have won multiple Champions Leagues as well. Ingle, though, is a great player, and of course so proud, of course, to come from Cardiff Met, and it just shows that there's so many talent on the conveyor belt at Kincoy campus.
In your opinion then, do you think anyone could follow in Sophie Ingle's footsteps?
So the footsteps or the big boots that Sophie Ingle has, it's going to be so hard to try and fill those boots as well, but I'm such a firm believer of the Welsh Premier Women's League, and I do believe that there needs to be more representation in the national team. And there's some players like Chloe O'Connor, I said the best player in the league for me, best player in the league. She's got 2 caps for the Welsh national team, and she just dictates play for Met. She's top scorer for Met as well, and there's players in the Swansea City team like Stacey John Davis, Chloe Chavez. They deserve a space in the national team as well, and it's just a case that I think with opportunities like this where the games are being streamed, that it allows Gemma Granger and her staff to watch these games and look at players, because it is hard that sometimes if you can't go and attend a game that you can't get a full image of the pictures of the players, whereas in the Women's Super League there's so much extended coverage there, so hopefully we'll see more streams and stuff so the players can build a better profile, and we can start saying that, well, we've got Chloe O'Connor as a Wales international, we need to see more women players from the league in our national team, and I think Chloe O'Connor is the one for me, I think, that I'd like to see represent Wales.
So both teams tonight playing are actually involved in a new campaign promoting the importance of giving blood. The campaign is called Blood, Sweat and Cheers, and they're promoting the fact that domestic football fans should give blood. So here's more on that new campaign.
Thank you for joining us today for this big match at the Welsh Blood Donation Clinic.
It promises to be a great occasion and the atmosphere is absolutely bouncing.
We could see a lot of lives saved today. The donors have finished their warm-up and they're almost ready for kick-off.
You can see it on his face. He's ready to put in a shift today. This one means a lot. It looks like she's signalling.
And we have kick-off.
I feel like a goal is just around the corner. You can sense the momentum shifting out on the pitch.
Goal! Back of the net. What an absolute beauty. I think it's safe to say both players have risen to the occasion today. Go on, players, get refueled. You've earned it. You've just gone and saved lives.
Welcome back then to Kincoy campus. They're 1-0 at the break for the Archers. It was 1-0 and Shannon Evans opened the scoring for the Met. Doesn't look like there's been any changes so far, but we will update you on that, of course. 5 substitutions allowed for Cardiff Mets, and they may use that. They have used that in previous games. But Port Talbot as well only have the 1 substitute this evening, and that's Passmore, who of course actually played for Cardiff Met. So the players just about to get back into position, and of course Cardiff Met will kick off for the second half. And I am joined this time by Rugby Sevens international Chris Knight. A different ball game for Chris, but welcome, Chris.
Yeah, it's a strange shaped ball. It's too round for my liking. Used to the oval shape. How are you doing, Jordan? You okay?
I'm doing very well, thank you, and I'm really enjoying what's on offer here now, and just almost about to get back underway.
Fantastic first half there.
Yeah, really good first half.
Who stood out for you? Who impressed you, George?
Shannon Evans had all the opportunities in the half for me, and it's been a case. I think she'll be glad that she's broken her duck in this one, just so there isn't anything hanging over her head, and she's got that goal against her name now. And now it's just about getting more goals for the Archers. So we're back underway at Kincoy campus. As Lucy Finch on the opposite side now to us plays the ball kindly. So Met just in possession now, just trying to launch it forward. It's Amy Long that almost finds, and is it shot over the bar there for Shannon Evans. Another opportunity for Evans, who already has 1 goal to her name. And a great opportunity. Chris, should she have taken that opportunity?
I think she could have done better. She's smiling. I think she wouldn't be smiling if they weren't 1-0 up. Fantastic opportunity there. Great delivery into the box, and she's just sort of hasn't got over it there, and it's got off the top of her foot and sailed over the bar. Unfortunate.
So she's had plenty of opportunities as well. We did discuss that. She has plenty of goals to her name, so an 8th goal for the season for her now as well. And she's played at the top flight in Welsh women's football for some time. A great player, a great servant to the league. Chris, as a forward, how important is it to get a goal to your name when you've had plenty of opportunities?
I think it's a confidence thing. I think you sort of miss a few and you start to question yourself, but as soon as you put one in the back of the net, then the confidence will soar and you'll start trying more things. I think things will come off for you, and you'll definitely feel sort of a more involved player, more confident player. Unlucky shot there from Port Talbot Town.
Yeah, an opportunity there for Port Talbot Town, and that was Maisie Miller, one of the players who actually is in contention for an under-19s call-up, and of course a number of players from the Welsh Premier Women's League will be involved in that training camp. So no substitutes at the break so far. No substitutes during the break, so it's the same teams. But just to allow you to know who's on the bench for the Met, we've got Ellie Priest, Eliana Chavez, Charlotte Smith, Ellie Finneran and Kanisha Nanette. So there is options on the bench for the Met, should they require it, Chris. And when's perhaps the right time to bring a substitute when you're 1-0 up?
I think you let them settle into the first half. Definitely too early to bring someone on now. Maybe around the 65 minute mark, see how the tired legs are doing. Just add that little injection of energy, of pace, and potentially give the team a little pick-me-up for the final quarter.
Just a quiet start of the second half as well so far. It's not seemed like Cardiff Met have got that rhythm about them just so far, but they did have that opportunity from Shannon Evans, but it's just not been taken. Handball appeal there a bit, no one's asking for it, but Laura May Walkley almost finds Denscombe, of course. It was a danger for Port Talbot in the first half. There's a hopeful shot there from Port Talbot Town. It looks like that is, Jesky Hare, who had the opportunity there for Port Talbot from distance.
It's great to see Cardiff playing out from the back, Jordan. You know, they're sticking to the passing football. You know, they're trying to play an attractive brand of football, and you know, it's looking good.
Most definitely, and that's all what it's all about. It's a case of Cardiff Met just trying to get that second goal, and it's a nicely well-timed challenge there to intercept the run of Amy Long, and it allows a long throw-in to go into the box. Just a bit of a breather as they give the football to Lucy Finch, who eventually throws it in. Cross is put across goal, but it is cut out. And another opportunity for Cardiff Met to launch this. We've got a score update as well in the other Welsh Premier Women's League game this evening, and it's 3-1 to Cardiff City. So Cardiff City held a 2-goal advantage, 2-0, and then Megan Saunders pulled one back for Kincoid Ladies, but since then Zoe Atkins has added one in the 71st minute. So one game to keep an eye on, another game to keep on the league. Hopeful shot there, Chris. Looks like it was from Chloe O'Connor.
Yeah, Cardiff sort of the lion's share of possession here, looking very confident, comfortable in the game, and you're starting to wonder when they'll get that second goal.
Amy Long here coming in from a tight position and almost finds the run of Emily Richards, but it has been cut out by Jesky here, and it allows Port Talbot just to have a bit of a breather again.
Yeah, the pressure's mounting. Cardiff, attack after attack, and I think it'll be a case of when that second goal will come, rather than if it will come.
We've also got another goal in the Welsh Premier Women's League Cup, and this will involve Cardiff Met. So Cardiff Met are assured of a place in the semi-finals of the League Cup, and those fixtures will take place in 2 weeks' time. And Cascade Ladies have a 1-goal advantage at Old Road against the Britain Ferry Clansowl Ladies, and it just shows there Francesca Gilpin opening the scoring in the 8th minute for Cascade Ladies, and that's one for Met to consider. Important, Chris, with the League Cup, that Met don't go the season trophyless?
I think so. I think it's something they're definitely targeting, and they've got every chance of winning it. So, yeah, I think it will be a great confidence booster as well to set them up in the league.
Met, of course, treble winners on numerous occasions, and that'll be a cup that Kerry Harris will have eyes on. Those players, the newer players that have been recruited during the summer, will want a trophy this season, and of course it's Swansea City and Cardiff City who are the other teams who are assured of a place. But Cardiff Met now, it looks like a free run-in on goal for Robin Pinder, but the ball just isn't contained under her feet, and the ball slips to the goalkeeper, Vicky Beddoes.
Should be disappointed with a touch there. It was a fantastic through ball and opportunity for a one-on-one, and the touch got slightly ahead of her, but another fantastic opportunity for Cardiff Met, who seem to be slicing open this Port Talbot Town defence.
So Annabelle Sweeney there in possession, the American goalkeeper, 22 years of age, and she joined from the Technical Institute in Texas, just like her compatriot Eliana Chavez, and the statistic is that she has saved every penalty that she has faced this season, including that penalty against Swansea City, which ensured a goalless draw with their title rivals. Port Talbot Town just with a bit more about themselves now with the ball, and there's a loose possession there conceded by Port Talbot, and a ball just over the top trying to find the run of Walkley, and it does find Walkley, and she links up well with Courtney Thomas with a shot. A nice link up play there, and Thomas with a shot doesn't test Sweeney necessarily, but a warning sign, Chris.
Yeah, it was a patient build-up. A little bit of a mistake there from Cardiff Met, and Port Talbot Town capitalised, and they were patient in their build-up play, and it was a good opportunity, just unfortunately couldn't get a clean strike to test Annabelle Sweeney in goal.
So Cardiff Met now allowing Port Talbot Town a bit more of the ball, and it's a case of Port Talbot Town having much more of the ball, as you said. And it's a ball now for Port Talbot Town down the line. Terry Beddoes in an attacking position. And Stephanie Turner just has a jostle with it, and she has to concede the corner kick, the Cardiff Met skipper. Doesn't look like the corner flag actually is routed properly, and I do know that I think there's a rule that it has to be firmly planted on the floor unless the corner can be taken.
So you're a stickler for the rules, Jordan?
I am a stickler for the rules, and hopefully it will be rectified, but it seems no one's brought it up so far.
How important is this delivery here, Jordan, for Port Talbot?
Oh, it is really important. We're just going to stand over this now. Ball is delivered into the box, doesn't beat the first man, and Met can clear it briefly. And Robin Pinder does earn possession, and it allows Met to go on the counter-attack. And good work there from Robin Pinder, beats the two players, and the ball through down, and it's Shannon Ennis with the offside flag up. Amy Long was supporting her there, but the linesman has put his flag up.
Love the run from Shannon Evans. She's constantly scanning the defence. She's playing right on that offside line, and unfortunately for her, she's strayed just a yard off it there. But you know, you can tell from this side-on position, she's constantly glancing down the line, looking for that inch of opportunity to get ahead of the defence.
And of course, as you just saw there, the sunset setting down at Kincoy campus, and it is a big day in Wales. It of course is polling day for the Senedd elections, so an important day there. So of course, if you haven't made your vote yet and you are eligible to vote, make sure to go down to your local polling station and put a vote in. But of course, try and follow the game as much as you can, watch it on your phone, and then when you have to go into your polling station, take the phone away, and then you've got your football fix back. And of course, the British and Irish Lions squad was announced, with Alan Wynne-Jones being announced as captain.
Did you vote today, Jordan?
I did indeed put my vote forward today as well, and it is important for this. But of course, the big factor, well, the big main event here is such a big day of sport in action and action off the pitch. But this is the main event, would you say, Chris?
I would definitely say so, and it's integral that Cardiff Met come away here with the victory.
So shot on target there, just briefly, from Courtney Thomas. No goals elsewhere that we can bring you that have been updated, but it is Kincoid Ladies 1, Cardiff City 3. And of course, Britton Ferry Clonsowell trailing by a goal to Cascade Ladies in the League Cup. So Port Talbot Town now in possession. And it is an enjoyable spell for Port Talbot Town.
Yeah, they're growing in confidence, Jordan, and it's a worry for Cardiff how confident they're becoming on the ball. So I think opportunities to get back in this game, and I think Cardiff will want to regain possession a bit more and start attacking rather than being pinned back in defence.
And we're almost at the hour mark as well. Did you kind of like look to the bench? Of course, is that Cardiff Met have 5 options on the bench, and they are allowed 5 substitutions during the match.
Who would you consider bringing on, Jordan, if you were the Cardiff coach?
Well, you've got to look to the experience. Eliana Chavez is the player that we were talking about, and she's offers something different up front. But Kanisha Nanette, a Bermudan international, is another option for the Archers. But at the moment, the players are doing the job, and they are 1 goal to the good. And another offside there against Shannon Evans. Of course, she has found the net, but that is the second time that we've seen in this half her offside. How good is this offside trap from Port Talbot?
I don't think it's a case of the offside trap, John. I think it's Shannon Evans getting slightly too eager, straying ahead of that offside line. It's great to see her movement. You can tell she's always looking, always trying to play on the back foot of the defender. I think, one of these opportunities, it is going to come off. So I think she's got to keep trying, keep risking being flagged offside, because that case could come.
So Cardiff Met still in their own half now. Stephanie Turner tries to clear the ball, but it hasn't fallen kindly, and Port Talbot do continue with possession.
Courtney Thomas with some fantastic strength there to hold off the Cardiff Met players.
Very important as well there for Courtney Thomas to try and find the net, because of course she did have that opportunity, and she has been a player in form Port Talbot Town this season. She was a founding member of the Port Talbot Town ladies squad as well, and she of course played for Swansea City, Trevelyan and Margam. So a chance for Port Talbot as they try and get a low ball across goal, but it is intercepted by Stephanie Turner, who tries to find Robin Pinder, but the pass doesn't fall kindly to Pinder, and Pinder there was looking
frustrated figure she's cutting there, Jordan. I think quite a simple pass and opportunity for a counter-attack, and that was well snuffed out by the Port Talbot Town defence. Again, Shannon Evans is really looking for those through balls.
And it was interesting there as well. They did try it. Robin Pinder was free on this far side, but then Shannon Evans almost held the run. She's had to help hold the run to keep on side, because she has been offside in the last few moments. And it looks like we're about to get 2 substitutions. So it looks like Eliana Chavez is about to be introduced, and it looks like making way now for the Archers. Shannon Evans is going to be replaced, and it looks like Shannon Evans is going off for Eliana Chavez. And Emily Richards is going to be replaced as she makes her way onto the pitch. Both players making their way onto the pitch. Sorry.
Jordan, Port Talbot only have 1 substitution. When do you think it would be a wise decision to bring that one and only sub onto the field?
It's all about bringing her on at the right time, and it's all about giving them the opportunity. Jody Passmore, of course, formerly of Cardiff Met and Swansea City. So it's important now that if you're going to bring on Jody Passmore, that you bring her on when you're riding a wave of success and a flowing attack. So I'd bring her on immediately almost. So the other substitute coming on there was Ellie Priest, and she replaced Emily Richards. So it's Eliana Chavez coming on for Shannon Evans, and Emily Richards was replaced by Ellie Priest.
What can Ellie Priest bring different that Shannon Evans, from Shannon Evans, Jordan? What is their point of difference?
Well, at 19 years of age, she's a fearless forward, and I remember that she was brought on for her debut against Britain Ferry Clansour ladies and scored a brace, and then she played again against Britain Ferry Clansour ladies and got a brace. It's just about allowing those young players that freedom, really. It's all about trying to get a fresh pair of legs on, and it looks like a yellow card has just been branded by the referee. And I think that's been coming in the first half. A lot of Port Talbot Town players were surrounding the referee. They were complaining about a few decisions, and the referee, Jordan Harmon, says that's enough, and it's a yellow card for dissent. So a brief stoppage there as we allow Cardiff to take the throw in. A cross is put in almost finding Priest, but it is intercepted by Beddoes. O'Connor trying to find a Met player, who it doesn't fall kindly. And it is getting quite cold now from the commentary position, most definitely, Chris. But how's it like for those players out there?
They're keeping moving. It's a free-flowing game. It's end-to-end stuff, so I think they'll be quite warm. I would like to see Cardiff Met perhaps spread it in the wider channels a bit more. The sort of action seems to be centred in the middle of the field currently, and it's quite a sort of cluttered area, and I think there's opportunities, especially out wide, for Eliana Chavez, who's just come on, as she receives the ball now. But yeah, I think there's opportunities for Cardiff Met in the wide channels.
Chavez there winning the second ball, but just it looks like Ellie Priest goes around the goalkeeper. Ellie Priest with a chance, and it doesn't fall for Eliana Chavez. Oh, he was so unlucky there. Ellie Priest and Chavez, both players being brought on, and Priest with the good work there, going around the goalkeeper. Chavez involved. What do we even make of that chance, Chris?
Fantastic opportunity, and like I just spoke about, down the wide channels, sliced Port Talbot Town open, and fantastic work there from Ellie Priest around the goalkeeper. And just unfortunately for her, she couldn't cut it back or get a strong enough shot on, but a great chance for Cardiff Met, which they'll potentially opportunity again now.
Priest finds Chavez, but Chavez is in an offside position, and the referee puts the flag up, and it looks like there's going to be that substitution. Jess Denscombe, it looks like, is about to make way, and that is a surprising thing for me, that Denscombe is going off. It's not been indicated so far. It looks like Denscombe's the closest to exiting the field of play. No, it looks like we're going to make a substitute, and it looks like an enforced substitution. Looks like Lauren Amor is hobbling there, and she's going to be replaced by Jody Passmore, who started the season at the Cardiff Met, but is now returning to Kincoid campus, having joined Port Talbot Town ladies last month. Hopefully, Chris, Cardiff Met will not want to see a former player haunt them at Kincoid.
Yeah, that's the worst thing could happen. A former player coming back to dent your title hopes. It's not what Cardiff Met would want to see here today.
Jody Passmore, of course, 29 years of age and 5 goals this season, and she's formerly of Swansea City, and she does have experience in playing for the Welsh national team as well. So that's one player now for Cardiff Met to keep an eye on. And it looks like a great through ball from Port Talbot. Finds Denscombe, looking for... Denscombe goes for it herself, and it's a shot that goes over the bar. But
was that a shot or a cross, Jordan? I'm not quite sure what that turned out to be.
Walkley was waiting in the box there, Chris, but I do think that was a cross-hit shot. And Denscombe is a handful for the Archers, and it's important for the Archers that they don't concede, because it then is an uphill battle again, as we mentioned, stressed so many times, that Cardiff Met have to win by 3 goals if they want to be top this evening. But Cardiff Met putting the pressure on there. Amy Long just trying to earn possession off of Beddoes, but Beddoes deals with that comfortably, and Port Talbot playing the ball nicely. Well, as I say that, they clear the ball out of play, but we are seeing some nice free-flowing football from Port Talbot, Chris.
Yeah, going back to that break, Jordan, I think Port Talbot got to be a little more patient in their build-up. The chances are few and far between, so when they get them, they really have to sort of build the pressure, not take any rash shots, because like I just spoke about, these chances don't come around often. So when they do come around, you've really got to make them count.
So Sophie Hancock's there in possession, and she finds Captain Stephanie Turner, who finds Eliana Chavez, and Chavez links the ball up well. Cardiff Met almost just overhit there, and it just doesn't receive it for the Met attacker Amber Roberts.
Yeah, there's opportunities down this right-hand flank for Cardiff Met. We've just seen Eliana Chavez exploit that, and I think with Amber Roberts overlapping, there's potential to cut them open down the right and whip some balls in and really test the keeper.
So Sophie Hancock's there hooking the ball, trying to find Priest, who does look like a young, fearless forward, isn't it? She's playing without fear at the moment, and it looks like she's the one that's trying to inspire Met to a second goal.
Tons of energy. It's the reason why they brought her on. She's buzzing around up front. She's really putting pressure on that back four, and she's bringing up bundles of energy, and that will transfer over into the team. They'll see her, pressuring up front, and that'll give them a burst of energy. And I think it's only going to install confidence in this Cardiff Met team.
So Met in possession now. They're finding joy on the flanks. Cardiff Met just carrying the ball forward. Goes for the shot, Amy Long. It's comfortably gathered by the goalkeeper, Beddoes. Not really something that's challenged the goalkeeper there, but it is keeping Beddoes at bay, isn't it? It's keeping her hands warm.
It's testing her. It's making sure she's switched on. Like you said, John, the temperature is dropping. She might get a little bit cold, a little bit wearisome, so you never know. And who do you think the player is going to be that might make the breakthrough for Cardiff Met, Jordan?
So Laura May Walkley there, almost, and it looks like they're appealing for a pass back. Port Talbot Town not surrounding the referee, but plenty of appeals there for a pass back. Walkley, they're causing some danger for the Met defence, but Met do get out of that struggle. Well, for me, Chris, we're speaking about Cardiff Met players, but it's important now that Port Talbot Town are actually offering so much, and it's a warning sign again for Cardiff Met.
Yeah, Cardiff can't sit on their laurels, Jordan. This 1-0 is a slender victory, and it only takes one opportunity, and they're back at all square. So I think Cardiff really need to sort of shape up in defence and potentially look to get the second goal to kill this tie.
And the referee there giving Laura May Walkley just perhaps a final warning as she appeals the decision. Eliana Chavez escapes the challenge, finds Robin Pinder in space. Is Chloe O'Connor. She has a left-footed effort, and it's 2-0. Chloe O'Connor makes it 2-0 for Cardiff Met. The top scorer in all competitions for the Met this season, and it's 2-0 to the Archers.
Fantastic goal, Jordan. It was a exquisite finish, really calm, really collected. The goalkeeper had absolutely no chance, but for me it all starts with Eliana Chavez on this right hand side. The sheer power and sort of competition to win that ball. She muscled the Port Talbot player off the ball, and that's what started the move, and that's how Cardiff Met have got their second goal.
An inspired substitution there from Kerry Harris, with Chavez involved in the build-up. 3 players involved, and it was an easy finish there for Chloe O'Connor to deliver the second goal for the Archers. So just after the hour mark, and Cardiff Met have a 2-goal lead. One short now to go to top of the table, but it was a case of Met being patient there, and that's perhaps going to derail Port Talbot because they were the team with the pressure.
Yeah, it's just over 20 minutes to go, Jordan, and this could be potentially the victory for Cardiff Met. Never say never, but they're looking the more confident side, and that's only going to add to that confidence, and you could potentially go on to seeing scoring 1 or 2 more.
So Met with an opportunity there, doesn't catch out Beddoes. She's still got possession there, but well, for Met now, that 67th minute strike from Chloe O'Connor. It's an uphill battle for Port Talbot to regain anything out of this, but you have to give credit to Port Talbot Town, the Steel women. They have put in a good performance in the second half, but they've just not scored at the right time to take the game to Cardiff Met.
Yeah, I've been impressed by Terry Bellows at the centre of defence. She's sort of snuffed out a lot of the Cardiff Met attacks, but unfortunately it's been one task too many, and they've exploited them on the flanks, like I spoke about. Opportunity here for Cardiff Met.
Long almost finds Chavez. Chavez with the right foot. Controls it with her left, right-footed effort, slips while she has the shot, and Beddoes can gather it. But nice little play there from Chavez, and she has been an inspired substitution, hasn't she? She's offered so much.
Yeah, I was really impressed in the build-up for the goal, Jordan. Like I said, she didn't give up on the lost cause. She really battled to win that ball back, and that tenacity and determination is what got Cardiff Met that second goal. And without that, they'd be still 1-0 up and still on tenterhooks, potentially, trying to scratch out the win.
So Amy Long there had the ball on the flank. She does find Pinder, but loose possession there given away by the Met, and it allows Port Talbot to break. But no, it is intercepted by Lucy Finch, and she goes for a speculative effort, and it's not challenging the goalkeeper.
Yeah, very speculative there. Not enough power for my liking. It was a sort of finesse style shot, but from that distance you really got to give it some oomph if you want to test the goalkeeper.
So we've got a full-time score in the Welsh Premier Women's League. That was a 7 o'clock kick-off, and Kincoid ladies have lost 3-1 to Cardiff City women. So that's the other league game that has finished this evening, and it's half-time at Old Road with Britain and Freddie Clanzawa ladies trailing Cascade ladies by a goal.
You can see the game really opening up here, Jordan. There's sort of space in the centre of the field, and whenever a team loses possession, the counter-attack is on, and I think there's definitely opportunities for both teams. Cardiff Met seem to be flooding forward, flooding their players forward, so yeah, definitely looking for that opportunities on the counter-attack when they do get the ball off Port Talbot Town.
And it almost looked like there that Jesky Hare was going to have to go off the pitch, and of course that would have put Port Talbot down to 10 players, but no physio attention needed at the moment, but it would be a blow because we've only taken one substitute that when you're playing against Cardiff Met, a team at the top of the table, you don't want to be playing with a player light.
Definitely not. And set piece situation here, Jordan, of Cardiff Met. Who is their set piece specialist? Who's their go-to?
Well, usually I'd see Hancock's, but it's not Hancock's who's taking that, and the free kick goes over the bar, and Hancock's is having words perhaps in the next free kick that presents itself for the Archers. She'll say, well, you've had your opportunity, I'll have my opportunity now.
Yeah, that was not off the training pilot, that's for sure. Got underneath that one, didn't test the keeper.
Support Talbot Town now. Just having a momentary pause, and it does look like Jesky here is going to have to receive physio attention. So for the time being, she will have to exit the field of play. She's off the pitch now, and it allows the referee to continue play. But without a player now, Port Talbot, that opens some gaps to Cardiff Met to exploit those gaps as well. Chris, how important is it now for Cardiff Met to exploit that one-player advantage?
Yeah, it's an opportunity, but I think for them it's about keeping possession. It's about building that confidence. They're 2 goals to the good up, and I think for them it's a chance to go into the final tail end of the season potentially with some wind in their sails and feeling a lot more confident.
So Amber Roberts there throws the ball back to Stephanie Turner. Stephanie Turner, of course, an assured figure at the back for Cardiff Met. She is their captain. She has been here for over a decade, so a stalwart forward club, and usually football terms you do get a testimonial, so I do wonder where Stephanie Turner would get her testimonial if she was to claim for one. You don't really see many testimonials in women's football, but it would be nice to see more players receive more credit.
Why don't you think you see that, Jordan? Why aren't there so many testimonials in women's football?
I do think it's a case that sometimes it is a pre-season kind of friendly stuff, and it is hard to have a team. Teams just want to focus on their league campaigns and stuff like that. But of course, I think they show their love in other ways, and of course, I think the biggest motivation for Stephanie Turner is those league winners' medals, those Women's Cup medals, and those League Cup winners' medals, as well as playing in the Champions League. The ultimate feat for a player. So Chloe O'Connor cutting inside the box. She's found a way into the box, but it is intercepted. And a slide tackle on Damie Long there. The recipient, well, the intended recipient there was Ellie Priest, as Amy Long trying to find her.
Yeah, they're really playing on that offside line, Cardiff Met, and there's opportunities in behind. When that ball goes over the top or goes in behind, then they're turning the Port Talbot Town defence, and there's opportunities. They've just got to be a bit more clinical with that final delivery into the box. I think they'll be disappointed with that one, but again, there's opportunities out there and the potential to get a third goal.
So a third goal is needed. If Cardiff Met do want to go top, as we've said many times, well, for them, it'll be a case of Swansea City actually play on Sunday. So how the league works is that Cardiff Met are playing this evening. They won't have a game on Sunday, and that means that Swansea City have Abergavenny at home. So Cardiff Met will be hoping from a slip-up at Llandarcy Academy of Sport. And then Swansea City then have Aberystwyth Town away, and then Cardiff City at home on the final day. For Cardiff Met, they have Britain Ferry Clanzal at home in their next game. That's next Sunday, and hopefully we'll be bringing you a live stream of the match from Cardiff Met Sport TV. Alternatively, we will be able to provide you with match highlights. And then on the final day of the season for Cardiff Met on the 23rd of May, it's Aberystwyth Town away. So this title race could go down to the wire.
Jordan, obviously Port Talbot 2-0 down. They're definitely not out of this game yet. Anything could happen, but a loss here, what does that do for their season, and how would you sum up their season so far?
So it has been somewhat of a three-way battle between themselves, Cardiff City and Abergavenny Women, and for Cardiff City, who have won 3-1 tonight against Kincoid Ladies, it's more or less assured them that finish now in third place. And Cardiff City do have a great infrastructure at the club, and of course they're playing at the Cardiff City Stadium on the weekend against Britain Ferry Clanzal Ladies, and that's their first home fixture in front of the cameras on Cardiff City TV. But it's a case of, I think, Cardiff City are just experienced in the league. They've got a great manager in Ian Derbyshire and a lot of experienced players. Found the net this season, and for Port Talbot Town, I think they'll be a bit disappointed that they've not been able to maintain their form. They had an unbeaten run, but it's been Cardiff City who have really excelled since the league restarted in March. And of course Port Talbot Town actually withdrew from the League Cup, of course, because the games are midweek. So it means that no silverware for them, and of course it's just playing for pride now, and of course the highest league finish.
Yeah, it's interesting they pulled out of the league. What do you make of that? Do you think that was the right call? Was that down just to sheer sheer volume or to the restrictions?
For me personally, I do believe that I've not received an official comment from Port Talbot Town and why, but I do think that these midweek fixtures do take it out of these players, and of course they are going to be playing against the likes of Cardiff City, Swansea City, and of course Cardiff Met, and it does affect it a bit, but for them it allows Cardiff Met another opportunity for a trophy, and they can't go the season trophyless, Cardiff Met. They've got to win a trophy because winning is the mentality at Kincoy campus. So Met in possession, just taking the ball down the flank. Linesman has not got his flag up yet as Priest chases it.
She's after these is Priest, and slightly too heavy on the touch there, but there's some real intent from Amy Long down that left-hand touchline, feeding it through to Ali Priest. And you know, if she times her run a little bit better, she's going to be onside and in for a 1v1.
So Met in possession now. So they try to get a third goal. That third goal would be a massive boost for them, but they're not going to get it like that. They've lost possession cheaply, and Port Talbot Town in possession, and it looks like Jody Passmore, of course formerly of Cardiff Met, but Sophie Hancock displaces possession in the centre of the park, and Hancock tries to find Priest, the run of Priest, but Beddoes challenges from Beddoes, and there's a battle there between it, and Beddoes comes out on top against Priest, but Priest has just been an absolute handful, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's added some real dynamism to this Cardiff Met attack, a bundle of energy, chasing lost causes, and putting real pressure on the Port Talbot Town defence. And that's what you want to see from your forward substitute, is bringing that energy, really testing the defensive line and potentially looking for any mistakes to capitalise on.
So Port Talbot Town now in possession as they try and carry the ball forward. It is intercepted, it is cut out, and it allows Hancock, that holding midfielder, playing in that Makaleli role, and Priest is onside. Priest takes it in on goal. She's going around the goalkeeper, and it's free. No, it is. I thought the defender was going to block that, but Priest puts it into the net, and that is the goal that Cardiff Met need as it stands, currently going to the top of the table, and Ellie Priest has her first of the evening.
We were just talking about it, Jordan. She's been playing on that offside line ever since she come on, and I think Terry Bellows steps in just a little bit too late and plays her onside, and through she goes, and she had the composure to really take some nice touches. She weighed up her options and rounded the keeper, and a fantastic finesse finish just to tuck it in and take Cardiff Met 3-0 up.
So Ellie Priest there as well. Obviously had that battle there with Beddoes just then, but also went around the goalkeeper previously in the game, and she's deservedly got her goal. The 19-year-old from England has duly delivered for the Met, and again it's a case of the substitutes getting on target.
It's just rewards, Jordan. She's been pressuring that defensive line ever since she's come on. She's been running after lost causes, and in my eyes, it's just what she deserves. So it's great to see, and it's great to see her take that opportunity when it did fall to her.
And of course, you may have seen a substitution there. So Cardiff Met captain Stephanie Turner has made way, and Ellie Finneran is on the pitch now for the Archers. So it allows Kerry Harris to send on the other players, get some minutes under their belt, and of course she has got another period where she can make other substitutions as well, and there is 5 substitutions to make in this match, so it could be a case that she could make a double substitution to use all of them. We have seen sometimes as well is that Kerry Harris isn't afraid to replace the goalkeeper. It's quite unusual, Chris, to see the goalkeeper replaced during the game.
I have not seen that very often, Jordan. And how would you feel about that if you're a substitute goalkeeper? Would you be wanting to get on, or would you be happy sitting on the bench the final 12 minutes?
Well, when you're 3 goals to the good, I suppose, if you're Annabelle Sweeney, you get to keep a clean sheet, and you know that you've not conceded. For Charlotte Smith to come on, it's minutes in the locker, because Charlotte Smith will want to keep the pressure on Annabelle Sweeney, and of course suspensions, injuries can always come into play, so it allows Kerry Harris then it allows Charlotte Smith to put herself in the shop window and offer something to the coach Kerry Harris.
You just spoke about a clean sheet there, Jordan. How important is it for Cardiff Met to keep Port Talbot Town from scoring today?
Well, we've stressed so many times, 3-goal lead is needed here if they want to go top as well, and Cardiff Met don't concede many goals, but there is an opportunity now for Port Talbot Town to get on the score sheet. Jeske here with the free kick. There's a right-footed effort, and Sweeney gathers the ball at the second attempt.
You want to say, as a Talbot Town player, you got to be gambling there. She spilled it. It was a strike on target, and if you're a striker, you want to be pounced on those follow-ups. So potential opportunity missed there for Talbot Town.
So just back underway as well at Old Road in the League Cup as well. So no bearing on this evening's league standings, but of course Cardiff Met are involved in that. They have booked their place in the semi-finals, and we'll know their opponents next week. But as for now, Eliana Chavez is deemed to be offside by the linesman. Now Port Talbot Town now just allowed a free kick from that offside. It's going to be launched forward. Walkley wins the flick on. I think she's set herself up for this one. And Lucy Finch has to clear that ball away. A lot of pressure there from Walkley. She is a 8-time Wales international. She has played in the Women's Super League.
Terrific turn of speed there, and fantastic effort to get back to snuff out that Talbot Town attack.
So Beddoes now in possession. She is under pressure as the relentless Priest tries to win possession, and then Amy Long concedes a foul.
It's unrelenting, the pressure up front here from Ellie Priest. It's fantastic to see, and Chelsea Harris is going to have nightmares going to sleep, closing her eyes. She's going to see Ellie Priest in her dreams.
And of course, many of you watching our live stream this evening, let us know in the comments where you are watching from. Of course, one of the big fans here in goals. We'll just allow this attack to come in. Just going to clear it for a throw in. Yes, one of the big fans as well. It is a shout out. Jill Sweeney, of course, the mum of Annabelle Sweeney, of course, watching in America, a proud mum of Annabelle Sweeney, and she, of course, is a massive fan of the daughters. We're also of the Cardiff Met team, and she's been very complimentary of the Cardiff Met Sport TV coverage, as well as the media coverage from external outlets as well. It's always great to see parents being so supportive as well, and I imagine Annabelle Sweeney being so far from home, it'll be nice to have home comforts watching this game to know how she's got on.
I think so, Jordan. It's always a nice feeling when you know your friends, your family are watching. It does add that extra element of pressure, but it makes you perform to that higher level just because you know you want to make them proud. So it's great to hear that a mother's tuning in from home.
So Courtney Thomas there did have an opportunity at Annabelle Sweeney, but Sweeney again still not yet to be breached at Kincoy campus. Roberts takes the ball down the flank, finds Chavez, who's been a menace down this flank. No offside, and Beddoes has to come out, and now the offside flag is up. That's a very late flag, Chris.
Very late flag, but again, Ellie Priest, I don't know what, she had 3 or 4 Red Bulls before she's come on this game. She is buzzing around this pitch, and she is chasing everything. It's great to see.
So Priest there, of course, I suppose that's when she's come on at during the hour mark as well, and that's a case of just giving fresh legs, and of course those fresh legs have probably ultimately come and met the win.
Yeah, I think so. The substitutes have definitely made the difference, Jordan, and it's been a great effort for Talbot Town, but I think the class of Cardiff Met ladies tonight has shown, and they've ultimately been quite comfortable in this victory.
So Hancock's there, passing the ball alongside her defence. Almost finds Chavez, but O'Connor tries to find Chavez, doesn't. So, of course, the goal scorers for this evening was Shannon Evans in the first half, Chloe O'Connor, the ever-reliable Chloe O'Connor, getting the second, and, of course, substitute Ellie Priest giving Met that all-important third goal. So Met in possession now as Hannah Mills takes the ball. We've got Robin Pinder, who's just going to try and find Amber Roberts. It doesn't work out for Amber Roberts as she tries to find Chloe O'Connor. Chloe O'Connor, of course, with that goal this evening, remains Cardiff Met's top goal scorer in all competitions. And of course, that's perhaps an opportunity we spoke about at half-time for Gemma Granger to see a player. But it looks like we're going to make a substitution now. Cardiff Met are going to make a substitution. It looks like Kanisha Nanette is being introduced to the action.
What do you think she's going to bring, Jordan, as she comes on? What should she add to this Cardiff Met ladies team?
So she's just replaced Amy Long, who is ran tirelessly this evening, and Nanette is actually a Bermudan international. She's a Bermudan international, played in a CONCACAF qualifier for Bermuda, but was also a basketball player as well. So we do see a lot of times in women's football, or in women's sport, dual internationals. I know Lauren Price, the famous Welsh boxer, was actually a Wales women's international. So shows that these women are talented in Wales and also afar.
It's great to see some people coming over from different sports, and yeah, Bermuda International, extremely impressive. Let's see what she can do in this final 5 minutes of this match.
And of course, well, your ball shape is the egg ball, the rugby sevens. How have you found this evening in regards to, have you seen anything from the likeness? Of course, it's two different sports, but as a sports athlete, as a sports person with sport, have you seen anything that you're impressed by with Cardiff Met that would relate to rugby?
Yeah, Amber Roberts has been tireless on this right-hand side. She's been covering all sorts of ground. You thought she'd racked up a huge amount of distance today, but that's certainly something you look for in the game of sevens, is that tireless work ethic which she's got right now, chasing lost causes. And the same for someone like Ellie Priest. I could definitely see her as a little scrum half buzzing around, terrorising the opposition. But yeah, there's some great players here for Cardiff Met ladies.
Yes,
full of energy.
Yes, most definitely. And Amber Roberts, she's covered every blade of grass, and she has hardly missed a tackle this evening for the Archers. So Beddoes tries to clear it, and Roberts again, as we've spoken about, finds Chavez, who hasn't got a goal this evening, but I think she'll be happy with her performance and the impact that she has made since her introduction. Sophie Hancock's there at the Makalele role for Cardiff Met. She's such a good holding midfielder. Well, I suppose it's the Kante role these days, Chris.
Yes, very dynamic in that middle of the field, and dispossession put Talbot Town at will, really. But she's the key as well, from transitioning from defence to attack. She's been crucial this evening, and she's put in a fantastic shift in the centre of the field.
So Met still in possession at the moment as the throw is launched. Become very dark here at Kingscourt campus, but fortunately we can still see all of the action here.
You a fan of these afternoon, evening games, Jordan? What do you make of them?
You can't beat a game underneath the floodlights, and I think the both sets of players have delivered a fine spectacle for us this evening to watch, and all those at home, I hope they've enjoyed the coverage of our match tonight. But it's been a great game, and of course, from a Cardiff Met perspective, for all their fans, they'll be happy with what they've seen tonight.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic game, and it's been a great showcase for women's football. There's been some great bits of skill involved, and there's
it's four.
Fantastic.
It's four. Chloe O'Connor has her second goal of the evening, and no surprise, Eliana Chavez there has an assist to her name. Second goal of the evening. We've spoken so much about how important Chloe O'Connor is, and she has given Met a 4-goal advantage.
Fantastic goal there. Again, very calm, very collected in her finish, but it's all about this delivery from Eliana Chavez on that right-hand side. We talked about it, Jordan. They've been having some great opportunities down here, and they've cracked again, and all about the delivery and the cool, calm, collected finish.
And a thumbs up and a smile there from Chloe O'Connor to the backroom staff and her team. She's going to be happy with her performance this evening with 2 goals to her name, and of course that puts herself into the shop window for Wales' upcoming World Cup qualifiers, which will start in September, but there are hopes that there will be friendlies in June for Gemma Granger's side. And it's a case now for Chloe O'Connor. It's a case that how do you not call her up?
Yeah, Jordan, anyone else in this squad potentially impressed you that could go on for that Wales selection?
I think a lot of these players are from different backgrounds, so because we don't have as many Welsh players. They are players from across the border. We of course talked about that United States influence, but for me, Chloe O'Connor, I do like the look of Sophie Hancock. So I've spoken about her so much just then in that Makalele role. I think she could emulate what Sophie Ingle has done, where she can play as a centre back and a centre forward, as a centre defensive mid. Sorry. So we're just going into the last minute now, and I can't expect much stoppage time. The substitutions hasn't taken much out of the game, and as usual, it looks like we'll get to the 90th minute, perhaps a few minutes of additional time. It doesn't look like the fourth official has indicated anything, so we could have the full-time whistle as soon as the ball goes out of play here.
Jordan, who's impressed you today? Who would be your player of the match?
Most definitely Chloe O'Connor. For me, with the 2 goals, you can't not give her the player of the match today. Chloe O'Connor Is that? But Eliana Chavez and Priest, the two substitutes for me, have just changed so much for it. I did feel that Met were becoming a bit sloppy in the second half, and they weren't creating as much, but they've been patient and they've got their 2 goals in their second half. And ultimately, Chloe O'Connor, for me, player of the match, but credit goes to Priest and Chavez.
Yeah, fantastic injection of energy from both substitutes, but like you say, Chloe O'Connor with the 2 goals in a rich vein of form, and it's set Cardiff up for the 4-0 victory here.
So we've just gone into the 90th minute now, and no fourth official has not indicated any additional time, so we're just running as the clock goes down now, but Cardiff Met could get a 5th. No, the linesman flag does go up as a late one as Pinder tries to find Priest. Player down for Port Talbot. Full time doesn't matter though. A player injured, and it's full time here at Kincoid campus, and a resounding victory for Cardiff Met, a 4-0 win, which takes them to the top of the Welsh Premier Women's League. And it's over to you, Swansea City, who will now have to win their game if they want to remain at the top of the table.
We hope Jess Denscombe, she's down there. We hope she's okay, and it's nothing serious.
Yes, it's something that you don't want an injury for Port Talbot, and there is some medical attention, but the players, as they exchanged fist bumps in this modern era of COVID football. So yeah, both players there, and Met will be happy with this 4-0 win for the Archers. Kenesha Net there. Izzy Taylor bearing a leg brace. Hopefully her recovery continues. Of course, she was an important player for the Met, but she's had to take a backseat role. She has a UEFA A licence now, and she's part of the coaching staff, a pivotal part of the coaching staff for it, and she's exchanging words with Jody Passmore, formerly of Cardiff Met as well. A few smiles. And we'll be hoping to expect some coverage now from Kerry Harris. Kerry Harris, the manager of Cardiff Met, she'll be hoping to provide us with some post-match analysis. But until then, you've still got me as the players make their way off the pitch. We've not seen a Phil Brown kind of team talk at the final whistle where they speak on the pitch. Met already in their tracksuits as well now. Chavez there. So all the players just making their way off to the pitch, and as you can see, just underneath us, Kerry Harris is making her way close to us, and well, we're looking forward to. It'll be interesting to see what she has to say about that and what the title race. So we can just into position now, and also hopefully we'll have Sophie Hancock to join us as well, as you can see us, so we can cut to.
Relieved. I think it's nice to get 3 points. I think we were a little bit. We weren't as clinical as we should have been in the first half, but it was nice to see them being productive in the final third in the second. So pleased with that result and pleased with the 4-0.
Were there any players you were particularly impressed with?
Yeah, I think Lucy Finch has been consistently good for us over the last couple of weeks, and in fact all season. I thought she had a good game. Obviously Sophie as well. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good team performance. I think there are areas that we need to polish up on, but generally we're happy with that result.
And Annabelle Sweeney didn't have to do much, did she? Were you pleased with the defence?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I don't think they really threatened the girls too much. But in terms of, in terms of when they were needed, I think they did the job, and there weren't any issues in that respect. So,
brilliant! Congratulations, thank you.
Cheers.
Sorry, we'll just be joined as well. So sorry, we are just being joined there. So Sophie Hancock is now being able to join us.
After tonight's game.
Really pleased, obviously. It's a win, it's 3 points, it's chasing again Swansea, which we're still trying to do. It's all still to play for, so we're really pleased, and generally a really good performance from the girls.
How much are you looking forward now to the end of the season?
Yeah, looking forward to it. We're pushing on, we're training hard every week. We're aware there's only a couple of weeks left, but every week is different, and we're still working with the same mentality as we were at the start of the season, and we're going to finish off the season with the same one.
Would you say now there's anything you need to work on moving forward?
I think it's just being consistent, you know, working hard, making sure we turn up to training. We're working on those things that Kerry and Izzy want us to work on, and focusing on that and taking them into the games, really.
Awesome, thank you, congratulations.
So, welcome back then. It's finished here. Cardiff Metropolitan 4, Port Talbot Town ladies 0. Chloe O'Connor with a brace, 1 goal. Well, 2 goals in the second half. Shannon Evans in the first half, and Ellie Priest, the substitute, that is given Cardiff Met a 4-goal lead. They're top of the table this evening, so Cardiff Met fans, you can go home happy. And it's over to you, Swansea City, to fight back in this title race. Jordan Jones and everyone at Cardiff Met Sport TV, have a good evening.
Lynn Davis of Great Britain. 8.07.